Hello, my name's Colin Riddington, and this is the latest in my Isla Dogs on Access video series. And today's video is called Fill Down in Access. Now, before we talk about Access, let me just remind you what the fill down feature is in Excel. It's a very useful, very powerful feature. Here's a fairly simple Excel spreadsheet which I've created in order to demonstrate different things you can do with autofill. Now, in order to use the feature, we click on one or more cells. At the bottom right hand corner there, you've got a larger dot. If we hold on to that and then drag downwards, it will copy the information in that cell. In this particular case, it's copied those numbers there exactly as the previous cell was. To get rid of that again, we can actually, by selecting more than one, where you've got a series there, we can actually continue the series. You can do exactly the same thing for a text cell here, and there you see that the numbers in there have been increased in sequence. And again, we can do that for the date and this one over here. Let's try doing more than one cell together so you can see the idea of that. And if we drag down now, we've extended that series, we've extended that series, we've extended the dates, and also this one here. And you'll notice also we've actually continued the formatting of that particular cell there as well. Take the last three rows because we've got three different colour formats. And now you'll notice that we've continued the alternating, or rather the three-row variation in colours here, down this cell here, continued with the series as before, and in this one here, but this time you'll notice we've actually continued in groups of three then, with incrementation, right, the values there. And similarly, in this particular case here, that's continued here, nothing to change there, and this one here has been changed, so it will increase the series where there is something to change, otherwise it will keep it the same. Okay, what about access? Can anything similar be done? Let's have a look. Here's a fairly simple database that I've created for the purpose, and it contains a number of customer data records. Typical fields: title, last name, gender, date of birth, job role, etc, etc. Well, 20 records there, and you'll notice that pre-filled on the new records row there, we've got the active field has been ticked and today's date has been entered for the date updated. And those have been done using default values settings in the table design. And if we go on to the active field, then the default value has been set as true. And if we go to the date updated field, it has been set as today's date using the date function. Let's return to the table. Now, you can do more than that though. If we want to, we can enter data into the table, though we shouldn't do so normally. And if we click on Ctrl and apostrophe at the same time, the previous record for that field is then copied. And we can do that for one or more fields if we want to do so. I'm going to get rid of that so I don't save that. As I said, we don't want our users to be entering data in the table, so let's actually concentrate from now on form. And if we go to a datasheet form, then pretty obviously it's going to be a visual representation of a table, so therefore exactly the same things will work there. And as you can see, those two fields have been pre-entered as before. Let's come out of that and let's try continuous form. Control and apostrophe, same thing. What about single form? After all, you only see one record at a time on that. Well, let's go to the last record, and on the last record, notice here then Mr. Daryl Morgan and so on. Let's go to a new record, and it still works. And the reason it works, even though we haven't got anything else on the screen to copy from above, is because it's not taking it from the form, it's taking it from the stored data in the table. So we can still do, whichever type of form we're using, we can still copy the previous record if we wish to do so. If we want to copy multiple fields from the previous record, we need to use VBA code. And I'm going to use some code that was supplied by Allen Browne, which I've slightly adapted to copy the details of 4 fields from the previous record: company, job role, work phone, and notes. So let's go to the last record first of all. And those 4 fields then: NPAS, school liaison, that phone number there, and test entry here. So if I go to a new record, at first nothing happens because I haven't entered any data, I haven't actually inserted a new record yet. As soon as I actually type something now, those 4 fields have been offered there for completion there. Let's click OK to confirm. Let's say I actually want those. They change back to black. I've now confirmed them. And I can fill in the rest of the details here as I wish. I can, of course, also, if I wanted to, change one or more of those fields and continue from there. That's worked fine. Let's go to another record. Try again. Again, it's offering. Notice it's changed the job role this time to what I filled in before and the phone number there. This time I'm going to cancel those. Enter there. So it's cleared those values, and I can now carry on entering new data in each of those. It works well. Now the code behind that, I'm not going to go through it in detail. It's explained on Allen Browne's website. In a module here, then it allows you to carry over the same fields to a new record based on the last record in the form. It also allows you to set exceptions, and the code here, as I say, it's a bit too long for me to explain now. It works. Let's have a look at the form. Now in that form, and I've extended Allen Browne's code here, so I've got a boolean value, boolean ignore. Initially then it is set as false. And for the 4 fields that I'm choosing to copy, if they've got a certain tag there, then they're going to have their 4 colour set as red. And then a message will come up showing fields shown in red will be carried over from the previous record. We then call the carryover function, and if there is, the message box then is confirmed by clicking the OK button. Those are entered. If not, they are cleared, and the boolean ignore field is set to true. So that means that next time you actually enter anything, it will then not offer to do the same thing. Once that's finished, it sets the colours back to their default value there. So as a summary, we've got 2 methods which will work in tables, also in queries, so I didn't show you that, and in forms. They have to set the default values in the field property. Let's use Ctrl and apostrophe to copy in an individual field from the previous record. In forms only, we can use VBA code to copy those fields from the previous record, whichever one or ones we choose to do. And the code for that is found on Allen Browne's website and that particular page there, SER24. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. But before we go, just to remind you, if you found this video useful, please add a like and leave a comment. Suggest some topics for future videos in this series, and subscribe, because you will then be notified whenever new videos are uploaded. Thank you.